If you didn't know, now you know. Presented by Decatur Earthmover Credit Union is taking it to the fields, courts, and stadiums for the month of August. Every Friday throughout the month, join us in hearing firsthand from these iconic local legends.
All right, Mo, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to sit down with us. I hope that your students understand and aren't mad at us for stealing you away for a few minutes. Can you just introduce yourself to us?
Lawrence Moe Dampeer from Decatur, Illinois. It's me, I guess.
What high school did you go to, and what sports did you play?
I went to MacArthur. I played basketball, football, and I threw the discus and track. And I played baseball my freshman year.
Man, a little bit of everything, huh?
Yeah.
What about in college?
Well rounded. In college, I just played football, of course. A little intramurals basketball, but focus, basically on football.
What was your position in football?
Nose guard, defensive tackle.
What's something that they didn't tell you about college sports that you had to learn on your own?
It's a business. It's the fun is very, very, very small. It's a business. It's a lot of money into it. You don't get much. You don't get any money, but they give you things like scholarships, books, take care of your housing. But it's a business, and it's a multi-million-dollar business. So you got to be where they say you got to be, and you better be there, or it's gonna be consequences. Yeah. So.
What was the biggest adjustment transitioning from high school into college?
I say time. High school, you just got as much time as you need. Sometimes you can be late with work. You're having problems with it. You can talk to the teachers more personally. You got all your friends you grew up with. You hang out with a lot of them, so you know everybody's ins and outs. College, you got 100 different kids from 100 different states sometimes, 100 different cities. Your professors got 1 million kids. Some professors you don't even talk to. You talk to the teacher assistants or the student assistant, and the timing is like you gotta really manage your time, from workouts to study hall to class to still studying, and then me time, free time. So time is very of an essence in college.
You were recently inducted into the Decatur Public Schools Athletic Hall of Fame in 2020. Can you tell us more about that?
It's pretty cool. I didn't get the experience for real because of COVID. We never got to get announced, or we never had the inductee, dinner or whatever the things they had. But just to be considered and put in the paper and being a walk-in with Al Lawson and Zamani Walter and those guys is pretty cool.
That is cool.
Guys I looked up to when I was young, so it's pretty tight.
What led you to coaching?
I used to do it a little while in basketball, but in 7th grade, not my 7th grade year, but it was a group of kids, Tiandre Woodland, AJ Lawson, who's at the University of Iowa now, Latrell Phillips, and some of those guys that played in the past. Zamani said we need a coach for him. He's like, man, I believe in you. Won't you come try it? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, man, just get back. So I gave back, and I fell in love with it. And then the next group of kids I had, they're all freshmen now, but I got them in like the 4th grade. And man, it was my buddies, it was my boys, it was like my kids. So we went everywhere. We went to Ohio, we went to Chicago, we went to Indianapolis. We played in major tournaments. Some of them we won, some of them we came close to winning. We ended up being ranked in the top 10 in the state, top 20 in the country. So I just love doing that. I love making an impact on kids because, I went to Oklahoma and I had a dad, and a lot of our young black kids don't have fathers. So I wasn't trying to be a father, but a father figure, and show them that, you can still be cool and be a man and do something productive and not on the streets and different things like that. So I just took my chance, man, and I just fell in love with it, man, and then I got this opportunity here at Eisenhower, and it's been awesome ever since.
Now, how has the transition from coaching as defensive line coach at St. Teresa been to here?
St. T, I'm in charge of 10, 15 kids. Here, I'm in charge of 60 to 70 kids. And every level, every kid, St. Teresa, you can be a coach to these other guys, but you had your group, and that was my group. Now it's like everything's on my shoulders. And that's cool. That's cool with me. Just making a difference. And yesterday, our junior varsity won. junior varsity or no other Eisenhower program team has won in like 2-3 years. So we're in the right step. We had a tough game Friday. You know, I know St. T, they're doing an amazing job. You know, and they're blowing people out. And then we're here fighting. So it's a little different in that area. But we're teaching the culture and bringing the different that turn these guys into just ball players, but winners. Not on the field, but off the field. I don't care if we go 0-9. If all my kids graduate, are not murdered, are not in jail, and are successful, that's a win to me. Do I want to win football games? Of course. But making a difference in these young men's lives, young men's lives, and women, because I have some girls on my team.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, I don't care.
That's amazing.
I don't gender hate. If you're a girl, you want to try. I tell them all the time, I'm gonna treat you like a lady off the field, but on the field, you're a football player.
Yeah.
All right, now you're a football player, so you don't come over here, hey coach, no nice stuff. You're a football player. Now off the court and off the field, you're a lady. I'm gonna treat you accordingly. But out here, you got a helmet on. So, you know, I just want to treat them the right way. I want everybody to be successful in that manner. If they're successful in that manner, the wins and losses, that'll come and go however it goes. But I just want to be successful and do well and be great young human beings.
Well, you also served as head coach for the Decatur Bears JFL. What was that like? Can you describe how JFL differs from high school sports?
It's pretty awesome. I think, once again, timing. You know, now we're studying film. We're practicing a little longer. We're installing more things. The system has grown. You know, things at the realm of football is getting bigger. You know, you're dealing with the same like any other kids. You know, every kid's with every different nationality and things like that. But just a bigger aspect. You know, and then you know, JFL, certain rules are different than the high school rules. So it's not much difference, but it's a little different.
What has been the biggest struggle with, obviously, we didn't have a season last year, and now we've got a full 9-game season. How difficult has that transition been?
I think it was pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. And what made it tough is actual gameplay. You know, like we played Southeast yesterday, and when we played Southeast yesterday, you can not yesterday. Sorry, I'm thinking. Well, Friday. You can tell that they played a game. You can tell they had a spring. You can tell they had a summer. All we had is 1 month in the summer. I got hired in July, and we took off running. And that was a short difference from losing 19-15 and possibly winning. And we're learning, you know. So we're having our growing pains while we're playing, instead of having our growing pains in the summer or in the spring. So. It's a major hit for us, but we're starting to catch up and things are starting to roll. But we're not going to use that as an excuse or a crutch. We're going to just continue to get better.
What would your players say is your catchphrase or something that you say a lot?
I don't know. You might have to ask. I don't know. I never think about that. I never think about it. Well, I always tell them, there's always going to be another you. And what I mean by that is, say, you know, you get just a good running back. You got 50 states in the state of Illinois. And it's a million cities, but we're just going to go states. And say there's at least 2 of you in each state. That's 100 different kids. So you're 101. What is that coach going to say that's going to make you that better? Number one out of 101. And they look at me like I'm crazy. But I tell them that's how recruiters are. You know, why do I need to pass Chicago, East St. Louis, you know, Indianapolis to come to Decatur? What makes us different? So we got to be different. Somehow you have to be different in some aspect. So they can tell you that probably, because I say that quite often. But I don't know. I don't know if I have a phrase. They might say I do, but I don't know.
What specifically did you learn from the first game of the season or from coaching the Panthers so far?
They want it. They really do. You know, I think I've changed the culture enough where they really want to do it. They believe in themselves. Like, I got a lot of texts, Coach, we can win, or Coach, can we get an extra practice in, or Coach, we're out here working out without you. So that lets me know that my work is not in vain. And that me and my coaches are doing a great job because they want it. They really want to be great. So, you know, that showed me that this weekend after a tough loss, nobody was bickering and crying and mad. They were crying because they heard it. instead of pointing fingers. So we're growing and they care.
Now, what are your goals for the rest of the season?
I think it's, of course, to make the playoffs. You know, my goal is not to win, everybody say, "Oh, beat MacArthur." Do we want to beat MacArthur? Of course. But, you know, we don't want to focus on just beating up on each other. I want to focus on making us great, MacArthur great if I can, in any way I can help. But just to make Decatur great again, make good football. Like, instead of Springfield being the mega of the conference, it should be Decatur should be the mega of the conference. Both sides of Decatur should be pumping good kids, pushing good kids. So our goal is to unify the town and also make the playoffs and have all our kids graduate.
All right, is there anything else you want to add?
Go Panthers.
Thanks for checking out this episode of If You Didn't Know, Now You Know, presented by Decatur Earthmover Credit Union Athlete Edition. Want more? Audio podcast, videos, and questionnaire interviews are all available at nowdecatur.com.